Is in the house. It's your boy Carcino here, exhausted but still here. Now, let's speak on a few things. There's so many moving parts that people don't understand, right? A guy named Todd Zesler, Zeigler, Zegler, or whatever that is, right? Todd, this guy was raised into money. And because he was raised into money, it caused a hell of a lot of problems. He was bored. He grew up rich. He ain't have to work for nothing. He got money. He can do whatever he wants. Since he been going to skiing in the Aspens, kid with a lot of money. He just bored. Then he runs into a situation in his teens where he's running around, messing with the police in town, throwing keggers, doing stuff that white kids do that they're going to get no time for. They'll just, police will come take the keg, tell everybody to go home. There's no arrests. Then some black folks move into town. And these black folks move in. They're not connectedly rich. They got some money. But, they just new to the community. Now, said black kid, whose name happens to be Fred, he sees Todd. They spark a connection. They become friends. Todd is learning about hip-hop music now, learning what's hot, learning how to dress. He's taking Todd with him. The parents like Todd. They like the family. Seems like a great story, right? Todd's father sees what's happening and says, I could use this. As Todd's father works for the federal government. And wants to use the local police to use his son and this black kid named Fred to show unity in the community. Show the hands. They're all going to hold hands. Now, the Zegler family has money. They have car dealerships. Their whole family is connected with money. Now, I didn't go check and see where all the money comes from. Thank you. Now, peep this. Once they do this whole little layout and all of these things, it's fun. Todd decides to go on an adventure. Comes in late at night, picks up Fred, said, let's go to a party, Fred. Fred tells his parents, said, can I go? She says, okay, be safe, no problem. Todd decides, I'm going to show you something. Flying in the car. Skating the new tires. Todd loses control of the car. Smashes into another car from somebody else going to the party. No one died, but the driver of the car is in a coma and is in serious condition of the other car. Todd was driving. It's his car. Fred's okay. He had put on his seatbelt once he saw Todd driving the way he was doing. Todd is banged up. He got a broken collarbone. A lot of stuff was messed up with him on the left side of his face. That kid's in serious condition. 2 other kids injured. One girl broke her ankle. The force of impact or whatever broke her ankle. But the driver of the other car was in serious condition, had to go through operations, survived, but was pretty messed up. Yep. So, what happened after that? Do you want to guess? Don't worry, I'll tell you. What happened after that was something monumental. They all got together and blamed Fred. See, if you were black, you already knew where this was going. When I did the whole accident, you already knew, if you're black, Fred is getting the blame. Fred was not driving. Fred didn't do anything wrong. He was just in the car, in the passenger seat, going to this party with Todd. And because of that, Todd is getting the blame. They threw Todd so far under the bus. They were painting his character as somebody vicious. Todd is a vicious individual. We don't know about Todd. Todd's parents couldn't believe this. Why are you blaming him? He wasn't driving. They tried to make it look like he wanted to show Fred a good time. He really didn't want to go out. And he was just trying to be cool. And Fred, you should have said something to him. And you should have been a friend and tell Todd to slow down. Why didn't you tell Todd to stop? It was Fred's responsibility to stop Todd, who's driving. So they bashed Fred in the community, ostracized him as if he was a troubled kid, and Todd was trying to impress him to changing the narrative of the car maker. Whoever made the car made it faulty, and that a piece broke on the car, which made the steering wheel turn and lock, and that's how he went into the car. So now they want to look at the maker of the car, but dead end, because it came from your own goddamn dealership. Your family dealership. So now, what are you going to do? You going to go after your family dealership? Zegler's? So now they got to huddle again and say, well, this is going to come back bad and we don't want to piss off anybody here with the car makers. Let's just keep it all quiet, but keep all the noise on Fred. Fred was viewed as a pariah in the school. Paranoid. They took him out of school and had him homeschooled for the rest of high school. So that's how Fred finished his high school, at home. He couldn't even walk across the stage with his graduating class. All because Todd's dad is some big shot government official whose family has money. So now, right? Todd thinks he's big shit. He just went through this. They cut everything out. They kept it. They settled with the parent family or whatever. Gave him some money. Everything water under the bridge. Everything's all good. And guess what happened after that? Todd loves the fact that he's looked at as the tough guy now. Todd goes to college. Todd goes to the University of Minnesota. He's going to school out there. He's got a girlfriend that's from Madison, Wisconsin. And he's telling her about his dangerous life. He's telling her all about it. Like, oh, my life is this, my life is that. I've done this and this and this, and he's a player in the game. So, oh yeah, this is going to get very interesting. That we're going to do a Patreon version of this to fill in the blanks. So you can have a more visual understanding of what's going on. So when all of this is implied, right? It's going on, it's going down, it's all been applied. All of a sudden, there's an incident, right? He's up at school, got all this money, got this brand new car. All the girls are checking him out. Dating this girl, she from Madison. She came there and she's all excited to be around him. He got money. So naturally, there's people there that don't like him. So he gets in some trouble because he's running off at the mouth talking about how tough he is. So one of the guys pulled a gun out on him. Talking about they don't care about what he do, how he do things and this and that. So he run into some of the hood cats and they was gonna rob him. And he give them money and talk about, dude, I got money. You don't gotta rob me. I got money. You can rob me, you just gonna go to jail. I'm connected. I got black friends. But he had no black friends. The only black friend he had was Fred. He does not deal with him anymore. So now he know he needs some black friends. So he's catering to these black guys. He started talking about the songs Fred told him about back in the day. Yo, I know this, dude. I know this song. Check this out. Yo, spitting all this stuff. They was, oh man, white dude kind of cool. Because that's all the stuff he learned when he was hanging around Fred. Now it's been some years he ain't been around Fred. So now they don't know about Todd. So the new black friends he got was talking about, yo, man, you want to get high, you want to get some dope, we can get that for you. So he was like, oh, yeah, sure, drugs, man, no problem. Give them to me. And then he was like, do you know where you can get some from? He was like, oh, I can grow some. I know how to grow drugs. So he decided he was going to grow some drugs. Breaking Bad was a great show. Oh, I can make meth. You know how to make that? Yeah. Oh, dude, that the stuff that be on the show. Yeah, I can make that. Todd says he can make it. Todd has no idea how to make some crystal meth. So he started to watch the show, go online. How do I make this drug? Literally. So he starts talking to the professor. One of the assistants at the school, at the university. And he says, come with me. He looked at him and said, I've been watching you. You're pretty loud. I don't like loud. So you got to learn how to keep your mouth shut if you're going to be around me. And he's like, what are you talking about? You're my assistant professor or whatever. He's like, look, I know how to make what you want to make, and I'm going to show you. And I'm going to teach you everything I know. Sound like Breaking Bad, Walter White and Jesse, right? And he says, just call me Matt. Matt name just happens to be Matthew Lee Krause, like Jerry Krause. Matthew Lee Krause. Matthew Lee Krause. Everybody thinks of him as the original Walter White. To this day. Matter of fact, the story was so big with him, you could probably Google him and find Matthew Lee Krause. So Matthew Lee Krause is training and teaching at this university Todd how to make crystal meth. Todd is no good at it. Todd is very stupid. And he's very loud. He's gonna talk. He gotta brag. Matthew knows that this is not gonna be a sustainable thing, but he wants to get this drug over to the ghetto. And he uses this rich kid with money who could just buy up all the drugs. So he said, you know what? I'm gonna make it. And you just buy it from me. So Matthew would make it. Then he would come through and buy the drug. He was no good at it. He tried to teach him, but it's not a TV show. He ain't gonna just pick it up. So anyway, he's running his mouth about how he's getting money. He's doing all these things, and he's doing great. He's bringing drugs to the ghetto, and Todd is big man now. They respect it. He got the black folks around him. Got his girl. She white, and he's messing around on her with some girl who's mixed, some hood chick. And he's doing drugs. He's telling his parents, F you, I don't need your own money. I got my own money. I got my own business. So he got stupid and decided to start a corporation. They was like, what business do you have? What LLC? The parents is like, we pay for everything. And he's like, no, I'm paying for my own stuff now. So he's going to make an LLC, a company and everything, and just try to funnel his drug money through the thing. He has no clue of what he's doing. Not only did he put himself at risk, He put his cousins at risk. I mean, the rest of the family and all of this, diving into the criminal element of the world when he didn't even need to. You already got money. All because he was bored. Matthew Lee Krause is a certified crazy man. He didn't just make meth, unlike Walter White. This guy was actually using meth and making meth, which makes him pretty dangerous. The list of the things this man has done is probably not even mentioned. I don't even know how much time this man got, but because of Todd running his mouth, they eventually started trailing him, found his businesses, and they got Todd. Todd turned on him, wrote some statements about him, and of course Todd got busted. He cried like a baby. It wasn't me, it was Matt. So when they found out they had someone that worked at the University of Minnesota, is basically the Walter White of the entire city, they had to take him down. So of course, this is what happens in the real world. Stupid people don't last that long doing these things. It don't work like a TV show. You out in the first season. Yeah, so when you start putting the pieces of the puzzle together, you start getting to reality. I mean, man, start looking up these names and starting to see what's going on. So, over the years, it's just another proof this story is probably going on in a lot of different ghettos and neighborhoods and towns. This story is a repetitive story. It's just that it keeps going. It shows you that you will be used as a catalyst. Fred was used as a catalyst. A black kid that moved in the neighborhood, never did a crime a day in his life, was ostracized just because he was black. They used him for his blackness, for their coolness, so they can get their coolness stamp. And once they got their coolness stamp, then everything was good. Everything was a go. Nobody could tell them nothing then. You see how it works? Now, there's some pieces of this story I had to keep out, and it's going to be on the Patreon. Trust me. That's why I tell people real life is a monster. Real life move like this, and people who are in that game, they already know what they're involved in. They already know the cycle. They've accepted whatever comes with the terms. So to them, they can wild out at any second. It don't matter to them. And holy look at this. I'm right behind the car. Right? Look what it says for the last name. For the dealership. Zegler. Is this not creepy as hell or what? Is this not creepy as hell or what? Holy shit. Holy shit. Is this not creepy or what? God damn. was just talking about the dealerships. They got one out here. God damn. Oh, hell no. Damn. Damn. How crazy is that? How do I know that story so well? Easy. When you knew the parties involved in something and then it comes like everywhere on the news, worldwide news, and you go, whoa, I knew that situation. And you know all the other pieces of the puzzle to the story and how far it goes. That's why you gotta be careful sometimes when you're not in the community. This is the message that you're supposed to get out of the story, is that you have to be aware, especially if you're a person of color, have to be aware that other people are using you for something. They're not there for your genuine friendship. You're providing something for them. And if you notice it, don't say, well, hey, they doing this for me too. They're not doing anything for you. What are they doing for you? You damn sure not getting any points from being cool with them. So what is it doing for you? Somebody was like, how crazy is what? You have to go back to the beginning of the video. The very last name, and I told you, the dealership, the family owned the whole dealerships, and they was all coming for money. They all had dealerships, like auto dealerships and everything, and the family would come for money and all that. And sure enough, one of the dealerships was right in front of us as we was coming to the red light. One of the dealerships was right there. I said, oh, hell no. It's staring me right in the face as we talking about it. How crazy is that? Because that's the guy's last name. So without the stupidity of Matt dealing with him, and like I said, he was a Walter White that actually took and partaked in his own product. He got high on his own supply. Not really. The way I look at something is probably a little bit different than probably how someone else would, perceive something. But other people are not accustomed to doing things in the format that you are. So you have to understand that too. Other people move with a whole different speed and energy. Like, I don't do that. A lot of this stuff that you see, I'm chilling 9 times out of 10. So just understand, when you're a person of color and some people want to befriend you, no matter what is their angle? Some people want something from you. Could be clout, could be anything. He wanted to be cool with Fred because it was going to boost his popularity in the school. Where he was going to school, black people, they anomaly there. It's probably like 3-4% black. And now, he's cool with one, that makes him acceptable. So So you have to ask yourself the question, what is it that they want? Well, when people don't care to do something, they let it be known when they don't care. So it's not a big deal. We've seen it before. So when you start seeing the perceptions change and they go in those different routes and stuff, you know right away it's time to keep it moving. Or you just keep people at arm's distance. And unfortunately for Fred, who did nothing wrong, he was blamed, he was accused, he was ridiculed for no reason but being a passenger in the car who could have got hurt himself. If I was his parents, but since they had so much, I don't think that would have helped them much. You know, they had so much power and stuff that someone would have probably just made it worse. But I would have been like, look, you could have got your life taken. So, yeah, that was it. Oh, yeah, 100%. 100% across the board. Yeah. So, like I said, it is what it is, man. But look into that. Matthew E. Krause. Let's see what you come up with. Mm-hmm. Do you need my number?
I got in around like 3:40.
Thank you. Oh man, it is what it is. You know, it's gonna be what it's gonna be, or the whole nine. You know. Sorry. Well, when you run into good people, good things happen, right? It's a morality clause. You want to have a morality clause in the situation, then you do that. But come on, man. Exactly. Fred didn't need him for money. Fred's parents had money. They didn't have that kind of money, but they were good. You know, Fred just thought he had a genuine friend and then realized he was being used. So that's why I said everybody needs to hear this. Be genuine. A friendship is not a one-way street. It ain't gonna be on your terms all the goddamn time. If not, it's not a friendship. They're using you. And once you find out they're using you, it's about, are you gonna allow them to continue to use you? Or cut the cord. I'm like, if you ain't getting shit out the friendship, then what the fuck is the friendship for? Cut the cord. That's how I roll. If I can't trust you to have my back, or if I can't trust you, period, what we here for? Makes no sense to me. So I'm gonna get up out of here. Don't forget to follow Kwame Brown Bus Life. Go to my Patreon, which is Carcino for Life. We will finish this story over there, and then you'll get a background picture of what's really been going on behind the scenes and how grisly things really got. Deuces.